All of us here at WKBS Channel 48 wish you peace on this, the 7th night of the Festival of Lights. Happy Hanukkah.
Kelly, I didn't expect it. I came home to tell Miles and Nicole about my first dancing job, and they told me about this operation.
Well, I don't understand what it is they want you to do.
I don't really understand either. It's Nicole. She has some kind of a rare blood disease, anemia.
Well, do they want you to give blood, like in a transfusion?
No. Miles called it a transplant. And it's not blood she needs, Kelly. It's bone marrow. They want to take marrow from my hip.
Bone marrow? Is that going to affect your legs?
I don't know. Miles said it wouldn't, but I guess he'd say anything right now. He wants me to do this so badly. It means so much to him. And I can understand. I want to help Nicole. I really do. She's my sister, and I love her very much. But, my God, Kelly, I'm so mixed up. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to feel. I do know what I feel. Kelly, I'm scared stiff.
Now, just settle down, Jody. It's probably not as bad as you think it is.
Kelly, could you meet me? You did say you'd have dinner with me tonight, but I was so anxious to get home and tell them the good news.
Well, sure I can. Mike and Nancy didn't include me in their dinner plans because I told them I was going out. Besides, I think they're expecting company.
Okay, how about now? Could you meet me now? I just have to talk to somebody.
Well, sure. Do you want to meet at the restaurant?
No. No, I don't think I could eat right now. I'd be sick. I just want to talk.
Okay. How about the fountain in Monticello Park in about a half an hour?
Fine, that's great.
Okay.
Kelly, you're the only person I can turn to right now.
I understand.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Jody. Nicole. I thought you went upstairs to bed.
Well, that's what Miles wanted me to do. Where is he? Do you know?
In the kitchen.
Jody, I have to talk to you. Listen. Don't pay any attention to what Miles said, okay? You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Anything that frightens you or anything you feel might be harmful to your career. I want you to know that it's okay. Whatever you decide, I'll understand.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Zest, the deodorant bar that leaves no sticky soap film so you feel really clean. And by Cascade, the detergent that leaves dishes virtually spotless.
What is that?
A great buy. Got it at a garage sale. Got some great buys at the market, too.
Oh, really?
They're out there if you know where to look.
Oh, you even did the dishes.
Yep. Hey, look at these glasses. Yesterday's are really clear. The ones I did are spotty.
My Cascade did that?
We were out of Cascade. And this brand was a bargain.
Well, you saved a few pennies.
Yeah, but look at the spots.
You can see the difference Cascade can make.
Try Cascade. Most bargain brands can leave drops that spot, but Cascade's sheeting action leaves glasses virtually spotless.
You were right about the Cascade, but you've got to admit, this vase was a real buy.
For virtually spotless dishes, you can see why Cascade's the better buy.
Mom, he took my brownie. Ricky, you can't put it back together.
You can, if it's moist.
It's magic.
Duncan Hines does it with the liquid flavor packets.
Duncan Hines brownies. Our magic is our moistness.
I know what we're asking isn't easy. I told Miles not to be so demanding about it. Jody, you don't have any obligation to us.
I do have an obligation. You've done so much for me.
We don't expect you to pay for your room and board with your bone marrow.
It's not what I mean. It was wonderful of you, both of you, to take me in your home. But you've given me more than that, Nicole. You've given me a family.
Don't be blackmailed into doing this. Sometimes feelings are the strongest form of blackmail.
But I do want to help you. I love you. You're my sister.
Half-sister.
No. You're my sister, and I told you how I felt. But I've never been in a hospital. I've never had an operation. Well, I went to a hospital once. That was to see my mother in an alcoholic ward.
You've been through a lot, and I don't want to put you through anything else.
But Miles said this was your only chance.
Well, you know how doctors are, especially when they're trying to get a patient to do something.
You mean it isn't true, then?
Sometimes this disease goes away all by itself. Poof. Just as mysteriously as it came. Oh, Jody. I love you. I really, really do. And you don't have to prove anything to me.
Nicole, I couldn't bear the thought of anything happening to you.
Well, nothing is going to happen to me. I'm going to be fine, and you're going to be fine, too. You've got so much to be excited about. I know you're looking forward to the future and
but none
your
of that
dance company.
It's not as important as your life.
Jody, even when the donor is a full relative, the odds aren't 100%. And I know you like to think of yourself as my full sister, but you're still just my sister on my father's side. And that reduces the odds in half.
All right, stop it. I don't want to hear another word about odds. The odds are not the point here.
We're going to have to put a bell around your neck, Miles, so I know where you are.
Well, I'm right here, and you should be upstairs. You said you were going to go to bed for the night.
It's early. I didn't want to go to bed.
Yeah, I know. You wanted to come down here and tell Jody how unimportant the whole operation was.
I don't want her to have the impression that she is my surefire lifesaver.
You, Jody, I thought you were going to sleep on this idea.
I didn't want to go to bed either. I didn't think I could sleep. Besides, I'm going out. I'm going to meet Kelly.
Oh, really? Are you going to get his views on the subject? Is that it?
Miles, she's upset.
Well, I'm upset too, damn it. All right, I'm sorry. We will talk about it in the morning, and by then, maybe, Jody, you will understand that what we are talking about here is not a matter of choice. It's something that you have to do. Go on, say it. Tell me how mean I am to that poor little girl.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Will you just hold me?
Kelly?
Oh, hi, Mike. I was just on my way out.
Well, that can wait, Kelly. There's something we have to discuss.
No, I can't have dinner with you tonight. Jody called and asked me to meet her.
I'd like you to stay, Kelly.
Detective Saxon?
I think it's time that we have an open discussion about the way things stand right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's business. I really have to take my puppets down to WMON here. I'm rehearsing for the new children's show.
Kelly, come and sit down, please. Detective Saxon has a question for you.
What about it?
It's about the night that Cliff Nelson was attacked. It's true that you made an appointment to see him that night, isn't it?
Well, I already told you about that. Or at least I told Mike and Nancy. Yes, I did have an appointment with them, but I had to cancel it because I had a date with Jody.
Kelly, you kept the appointment, didn't you?
No, I told you. I had a date with Jody Travis. You can ask her yourself. But maybe that's the problem. You already did, huh?
No, nobody's talked to Jody. But somebody else came forward to say that you were seen in our office building that night.
No,
Wait a minute, this isn't an inquisition. It's... Kelly, if you were there, if that person was right, we can understand why you might be afraid to tell the truth.
Kelly, it's not too late to tell the truth. It never is.
Okay, I lied. I did keep my appointment with Cliff that night, and I didn't have my date with Jody, but what was worse than that is I asked her to lie for me.
Why did you do that, Kelly? Why did you try to hide the truth?
Was it because you knew what happened to Cliff?
Well, I thought I did. When I got to his office, I opened the door, and the first thing I saw was Cliff Nelson laying over by the filing cabinets with a knife in his back.
Okay, what did you do next?
Well, I thought he was dead. That's why I panicked and ran away. I thought it was another case of Kelly being at the wrong place at the right time.
Okay, so you didn't help Cliff out, you just turned around and ran.
Well, of course I did. But I realize now that was the wrong thing to do. In fact, I almost knocked a woman over on my way to the elevator. Elevator. Is that the woman that told you that she saw me in the building that night?
Yes, that was Molly Sherwood, the Scott's housekeeper.
She was the one who found Cliff.
She found Cliff alive, Kelly.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry, but you don't understand how I felt. I felt trapped. Just like I do now. So I'm gonna go down to the station and I'm gonna rehearse with my puppets.
Kelly, you can't go anywhere.
Hello, Kelly.
Six, 6, 12. You got a cold, you should know these numbers.
6, 6, 12, Mr. Brady?
Look, these help 6 symptoms. This one's 6.
But Dristan relieves 12? Come on.
It's true. Bayer or Tylenol help these 6 symptoms. Contact these 6. But Dristan relieves all 12 of these cold symptoms.
I'll try the Dristan. You were right about Dristan. I feel much better.
Look better, too. Dristan tablets relieves all 12 cold symptoms.
How do the Morgans clean their rug?
By spending $12.50 on a steam machine.
But the Browns get the same looking results.
With an easier, less expensive way. Woolite Spray Foam Rug Cleaner. Woolite penetrates into rug fibers to clean ground-in dirt. Oh, our rug looks clean.
Smells fresh, too.
We spent $12.50 on a steam machine.
Next time it's Woolite.
Use Woolite Spray Foam Rug Cleaner.
For rugs that can look steam machine clean.
Look, I know why you're here. But you're a little bit late because I just told Detective Saxon that I lied about keeping my appointment with Cliff the other night, but I was just scared.
Chief, please, you've got to understand, after what happened with Elliot Dorn, well, you can imagine how Kelly felt when he walked into an office and found another stabbing victim.
Kelly's very sorry that he panicked. He knows now that he should have tried to help.
Now, wait a minute, Mike. Slow down. We're moving a little bit too fast here. Deborah, you better fill me in.
Well, there's nothing more to say. Molly Sherwood's story checks out. She saw Kelly that night.
I didn't even know who she was.
Well, apparently she didn't know who you were either. You've never been up to the Scott's penthouse?
No, sir, I haven't.
Well, wait a minute. How did she know who Kelly was?
Well, she saw him again, this time at Monticello General, putting on another puppet show. You
Kelly.
do remember seeing her, don't you?
Yes, I remember.
Kelly, you were in Cliff Nelson's office, weren't you?
Yes, but it was only for a short time. I mean, when I walked in there and saw him lying on the floor, I panicked and I ran away.
What was your appointment with Nelson going to be about?
Go ahead, Kelly. You'd better tell him.
We were just going to talk about the situation.
He knew that you considered him a prime suspect in the Dorn case.
Wasn't there something else that Cliff Nelson wanted to discuss with you? Something about an entirely different crime?
I don't think I know what you mean.
I think you do. I'm talking about Rome, what happened to you there in Rome.
Well, yes, he wanted to talk to me about that. I guess that was a story that we couldn't keep covered up.
That's right, Kelly. It would have been much better if you'd been frank about it since the beginning.
Chief, what happened in Rome just compounded Kelly's problem because he had already been accused wrongly of another crime.
Well, wait a minute. Can you just fill me in? What is this crime in Rome?
Deborah, Kelly was accused of assaulting a young girl he was dating. Instead, the facts as we found them out are that she was assaulted by a jealous boyfriend.
However, she decided to defend that boyfriend by accusing Kelly of the crime instead.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that's the God's honest truth.
Kelly, we're not interested in proving or disproving a crime that happened thousands of miles away a few months ago. The point is, that's not all there was to this case. Isn't that right?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Kelly? Nancy, I want to hear Kelly's answer to this.
Yes, that's all there was to it. I was innocent of what happened in Rome. The only reason why I left there was because I was
I'm talking
causing
about
my
the
parents-
aftermath. Weeks after the girl was attacked, just days before you left Rome. The other young man was killed. He was found stabbed to death.
But what's that got to do with me?
Cliff Nelson found out this little fact. That's what he wanted to talk about. That's what he wanted to discuss, isn't it? And all its implications.
He promised me that he wouldn't tell anybody that. All right, what's next? You can put on the handcuffs, you can arrest me.
You're not under arrest. Not yet.
Well, in that case, I don't see why I have to stay here and listen to this.
Can the Zest tub test convince Shelley McIntyre to give up her soap? She's just drained and rinsed 2 tubs. In one, her soap. In the other, deodorant Zest.
My soap won't rinse off. I can feel the film on my tub, but the Zest tub, it just feels like a clean tub. I'm probably taking a shower and leaving half the soap on my body.
Then we asked Shelley to try Zest at home.
The Zest did lather well. It rinsed off really very easily, whereas my soap was just sitting on my skin. The Zest, you just get underneath the water and it rinsed right off. I felt cleaner. I felt a lot cleaner because I knew that it had rinsed off my body.
Give up soap and feel cleaner with deodorant Zest. Shelley McIntyre did.
Now I continue to use it instead of my soap. Zest has convinced me.
How good are you at guessing hands? Pick Jean Stokes' hand from her 2 daughters.
Give up. Mom's hands are as young-looking as ours. We sing together for charity. Strictly amateur, but your hands get noticed.
And Jean does lots of dishes. What's her secret?
She uses Ivory Liquid.
I've used it for 23 years, and I've told my girls how mild it is.
Lab tests show Ivory Liquid's mildest to hands of all leading brands.
It reminds me of a hand cream. The suds are very sturdy. Nothing gets dishes cleaner. Mom always says start young to take care of your hands. And her hands are beautiful. I'm going to stay with Ivory Liquid. Ivory Liquid!
Because young-looking hands are worth holding on to.
Marge, I don't have enough money. Well, put back this detergent and fabric softener and get this detergent with built-in fabric softener. Both 3? It's some value.
Why spend the money on separate detergent and fabric softener? Buy Bowl 3. It's detergent and fabric softener together. Bowl 3 cleans, softens, and controls static.
More Bold 3? Why spend extra? Bold 3 cleans and softens in one.
Detergent plus fabric softener. That's the built-in value of Bowl 3.
Jody just isn't ready for this, Calvin. You know that yourself. She's getting better fast, but she's gonna be in some pretty fast company.
Look, Gavin, maybe she will also learn fast. I mean, look at it this way. If you hadn't given her your blessing, she might have taken the job anyway. I mean, at least this way you two still end up being friends, you know?
Jody felt pretty strongly about our deal. I don't think she would have let me down if I told her no way.
Yeah, well, I think you would have let her down. She never would have forgiven you for making her pass up that kind of opportunity, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Who knows? Maybe I'll never forgive myself for letting her do it.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's not as if you're losing a paying student or anything.
Maybe I'll start charging her when she starts to draw a salary.
Oh, you really think she's going to continue to study here?
That's the one condition, that she continue her training. She still has a lot to learn, even though she's a member of the Whitney Dance Company. Wiley Studios.
Hello, Gavin.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Gavin, I want to thank you again for what you did, for telling Jody she could join my dance company. She's so very happy now.
So you've spoken with her?
Yes, I talked to her. Oh, I can just imagine how she must be feeling now. You know, I remember how I felt the first time I realized I was going to be on a real stage in front of real people.
Those were happy days, weren't they? But they weren't nearly as happy as the ones that followed.
Listen, I have a question to ask you about my rehearsals. You know the theater isn't ready, and it may not be ready for another month.
So I have no stage and no place to stage my auditions for the rest of the company.
So?
Well, I was wondering if you would allow me to use your studio. For a fee, of course.
Oh, sure, why not? Why don't you audition the rest of my students while you're at it? Or is it just Jody that you really want?
Well, it depends. Do you have another special student?
No, she's the only one.
All right. Listen, I'll call you to make some other arrangements, okay? Well, thank you very much, Kevin. Bye.
Gavin.
It wasn't Gavin.
God, you really are a terrible liar.
All right. It was Gavin. But this time, I have a reason to talk to him.
I'm sure you're busy thinking it up right now.
It's about the new dancer. You know, I talked to you about. Her name is Jody.
You're still going to Gavin's studio, Martine. You haven't quit. You're like a drunk that keeps making promises and never keeps them. Well, perhaps I should see what the attraction is. I'm going to pay a little visit to Gavin's studio.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, but I wish you would not make yourself so comfortable. You've delivered your rumor about Kelly McGrath, you've exercised your visitation rights, and it is late.
You're not only rude, you are cruel.
Well, if you went home, I wouldn't have Raven to kick around anymore, would I? Yes.
Logan Swift?
Yeah?
Cablegram, would you sign here, please?
Certainly. Okay. Thank you. Here you go.
Thank you.
Who do I know in London?
Where did you say it was from?
In London. It's, some firm of lawyers there representing your mother.
What do they want?
From Mr. Wismer's going to be in Monticello for a couple of days. Wants to talk to me about an important matter. Doesn't say what it is. You know anything about this?
No, why should I?
Well, it has to do with your mother's estate. I thought you might. After all, why would they want to talk to me? Your mother never even met me.
Well, if she did, she'd probably fall in love with you, just like I.
Please, please.
As a matter of fact, I could fall in love with you again if you gave me a chance. Come on, Logan, remember the good times we used to have.
Oh, Raven, knock it off.
I'm lonely. Couldn't I spend the night?
I don't think that'd be a very good idea.
Why? We're husband and wife. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
I said no. Why don't you go home?
It's a Fisher-Price day when your child makes a call to the man in the moon. It's a Fisher-Price day when your child takes a walk with a friendly raccoon. And when he goes round the whole wide world and everything goes his way, that's what we call a very, very Fisher-Price. That's what we call a very, very Fisher-Price day.
Just 1 calorie. Tab Cola. What a beautiful drink. Tab Cola. For beautiful people. Tab Cola. It's beautiful to be so good and sugar-free. Tab.
Linda Carter infiltrates a dangerous spy ring on Wonder Woman tonight at 6 o'clock. Then later, an ex-salesgirl saves an infant from a fatal fall, and her life is never the same. Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher star in Bundle of Joy. Tonight's movie at 8 on Channel 48.
Kelly, I feel empty. I feel as if they've taken everything out of me. My bone marrow and everything else. I feel hollow. I hate myself.
Jody, you haven't done anything wrong.
But I'm gonna do something wrong. I know it. I'm gonna hurt my sister. And I'll never be able to live with that. But I'll have to for the rest of my life.
Well, in that case, there's only one thing you can do. You have to tell him yes.
I can't. I'm afraid. I think about going into the hospital, being wheeled into the operating room, knowing that if anything goes wrong, Kelly, I may never dance again. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be telling you this. I'm making you feel as rotten as I do.
You can't make me feel any worse than I already do. Except what lies ahead for me is even worse than being in a hospital. At least in a hospital, you stand a chance of getting out.
Kelly, what are you talking about?
I'm leaving Monticello.
What?
I'm leaving here for good.
You mean you're going back to Rome?
No, I can't go back there. I already shut the door tight on Rome. And I've got to do the same thing here. Mike and Nancy think my puppets are in this case, but they're not. It's my clothes.
Kelly, you can't be serious. You can't leave now. Why should you?
Jody, if I don't leave, the same thing's gonna happen that happened in Rome, only it's gonna be worse. They're gonna arrest me, Jody.
Arrest you? For what? For the murder of Elliot Dorn.
Jody, I have to leave because Mike and Nancy are gonna start defending me. And they're gonna defend me until the end, and I don't want to ruin their lives like I ruined my parents' life in Rome. Jody, it's the only thing I can do. The only worst thing about leaving is leaving you behind. Goodbye, Jody.
Kelly, you're not leaving me. I'm gonna go with you.
All this fussing over me for a no-nonsense pantyhose commercial. I think they're the best value in pantyhose. But maybe I've talked enough about the sensible reasons for no-nonsense. Terrific-looking legs are just as important. Sure, you get great fit and comfort, even a ventilated cotton-lined panel. Great value for the price. And no-nonsense does beautiful things for my legs.
We've noticed.
They've noticed. Get no-nonsense fit, comfort, and terrific-looking legs, all at a no-nonsense price. And get noticed.
See this ugly yellow stain? That's what comes from cigar or cigarette smoke. Just think what smoking a pack a day, every day, could do to your teeth. But look, here's Topol, the smoker's tooth polish that helps remove all kinds of superficial tobacco stains. Topol starts to work immediately to clean your teeth and to help remove these stains. Just use Topol week after week and watch your teeth get brighter and brighter. Topol, the smoker's tooth polish, now in 3-ounce regular or 7-ounce fluoride.
Stay tuned to find out about SEPTA and the city. Join host Marty Jacobs and his guests on Delaware Valley next. Then later, Lucy attempts to undo the damage she's done by dabbling in community affairs on I Love Lucy at 6 o'clock on Channel 48.